Live.
You have a fucking tablet, Mike. Oh shit! That's how I think. I think that's how we just opened the show.
I
Good
have a
morning,
tablet.
everybody. Welcome to Week 10 of the NFL Against the Spread. Join with me today. We have Chris, Mike, and Ray is back, but as always, Tom missing another week, as Tom is a every other week kind of guy, it seems.
Tom
But
doing Tom things.
pretty
It's kind
much.
of like the Steelers, you don't know which one you're gonna get.
Do we want to do a Thursday night recap? No, right? Because that was one of the
No.
worst games in NFL history.
No, that was garbage.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
So everyone loses.
frauds.
No.
Frauds.
Well, we all picked the Broncos, though, right? So in terms of us,
Yes,
we're good.
only
Yeah.
one lucky gentleman decided not to pick the Broncos, and that was Mr. Chris.
Wow, you dumbass.
Because I picked Geno. I have an unwarranted love for Geno Smith.
I mean,
Kind of
I
weird,
get it.
actually.
I get it. But all right. Before we jump into the games, let's dive into the trade deadline because I definitely have some stuff that I want to talk about. So I gotta say, at first people were like, "Oh my God, what are the Jets doing?" Obviously, let's go. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we might have some new merch coming soon, guys. Some new merch coming soon. But anyway, I think the Jets killed it, in my opinion. Just think about it. A couple years ago, people weren't willing to give up 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson. And yet we got 2 first rounds and a wide receiver who actually leads the league in separation, or is like top 5 in separation in the league. For Sauce Gardner, who is on a defense that gives up what are we averaging? Like 25, 30 points a game? So it's not like this guy's some lockdown corner like Revis where he's leading the league in interceptions. He's making plays. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but in my opinion, we absolutely fleeced the Colts. 2 first-round picks and Adonis. That's an S tier grade for me. I love Sauce, but it's not like our defense is lights out with him, and then that brings us to Quentin Williams. Same deal. Again, fantastic player, but what is he really doing on this team? The defense isn't striving. They're not making game-changing plays. Again, not to take anything, but again, we got a first round, and then we got Mozzie Smith. Is that saying that? Maisie Smith, who was a first-round pick last year. Now, I'm not saying he's at Quentin Williams' caliber, but good
No,
Lord.
he's actually PFF ranked them the worst defensive tackles this season.
Hell yeah. But you know what? I mean, again, that could just be you know what I mean? Sometimes that's coaching. Sometimes you just have it on lock. Yeah, it's just, so again, you got a first rounder and then you got a former first rounder in the same, you know what I mean? So now the Jets go into next year or the next 2 years with 5 first round picks. I'm loving it. Chris, what's your take on it?
The Sauce move, I don't take it as like a fleece because Colts are in like a win now, try to get to the Super Bowl mode, and that's a move that you make when you're trying to get to the Super Bowl and possibly win the Super Bowl. So for the Colts, I think the Sauce Gardner was a fair trade both ways because if you want, whether you like Sauce or not, he's a top 3 cornerback in the league, and now the Colts solidify their defense right there because now one side of the field is basically locked down. So that side of the thing, I think the Colts made out well. I think the Jets made out well. I think Mitchell was done there, so I think he gets a good refresh, a good start somewhere else. And since the Jets have no wide receivers, he'll immediately come in and get tons of playing time. And with the Cowboys, I think they fleeced him. Yeah, the Quentin Williams makes no sense. Keeping him, they haven't won with him. They're going to lose without him. The only thing I could say about Q is that he was a good sport. He didn't request a trade. He didn't bring down the value of the trade by publicly wanting out, doing all that. But so I think they got made out really well at whether they're going to draft well, who knows? Probably not. But at least we're going into the draft with these picks, and it's not like we're stuck with Justin Fields in 1 first rounder.
Mike, are you with us? Either you're pulling the greatest. Yeah, Mike's gone. Okay. Yeah.
I have some thoughts about the trades too. I think the Jets realized their position at 1-7, and for the first time cut the cord and like, let's do it. Let's just get rid of it, get the stock back up. I think it's actually a good perspective versus the Cowboys, who are in denial of their position, and they're 3-5-1, and they're trading for first round talent. Why? They literally their value from the Micah Parsons trade for the idea that we just needed one more pass rusher to be competitive, and that's not true. They have a lot of problems. So the Jets were able to take huge advantage of it and just make something in their own. And I gotta say, I think it was the right decision. The only thing I'm kind of a little bit teeved on is like they just like kind of dangled Breece Hall out there for a little bit. I know the Chiefs were interested in Breece Hall for a little bit. I think they were asking for a third.
They would only give up a fourth. So I can understand the Jets going, nah, we're good. Like, because I mean, I know the running back positions
doesn't want to be there, and you're not doing anything with him. Like, if you're gonna do something, you might as well get something out of it. It's not like he's gonna get magically a third in the off season. If anything,
not trading him.
If
you don't re-sign him, that was stupid.
Well, that's what it comes down to. If he's not a part of your future plans, then getting nothing, we're going down the Barkley, the same train as that.
Right.
So I do think we're going to re-sign them. I do think what this trade deadline showed was a refocus to the offense because, again, they got more receivers. I think we got another receiver too, right?
Mechie.
So again, both the two guys that we got are instant starters on our team. Like instant, like
they were both second round picks too. It's not like they were slouches. Like they were coming out of college.
Potential is definitely there. Regarded. They have the ability to be very good.
Yeah, and now whether or not Justin Fields can actually get them the ball. Yeah, absolutely. So I like that they kept all their offensive players. From everything you heard, Garrett Wilson was completely off the table. They were like, I don't give a shit. Yep. We're keeping him. So like that gives me hope that finally there's a offensive perspective because it just seems like we're always defense. And now, clearly Aaron Glenn really likes was it Thomas Azee, the cornerback?
Yeah.
So like now he has a chance to step up. And he's shown he can. A lot of the guys that we have drafted and stuff have actually been solid role players. Yeah, our record sucks. Right. The teams, I don't love how Aaron Glenn talks to reporters and stuff. I think he's I don't know.
He talks like he's 7-1 instead of 1-7.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't talk to me. I know what I'm doing. It's like, you sure about that?
You beat the Bengals.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I was going to ask Mike because I know a bunch of wide receivers that he was wanting were on the board and they didn't get, and ask him about the Bills, but he is a blurry screen at the moment. Which
I think Shaheed was a great move to Seattle. I think Seattle going.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think Mike's back.
There he is.
Mike, you back?
Hey, yeah.
What the hell happened there? Cat run over your computer?
It's a very exciting tale of my Bluetooth headphones connecting to everything but the computer, and then
hell yeah!
And when it reconnected to the right thing, it caused a pop up in the camera app. It like froze everything. It's stupid.
That's why I don't like Bluetooth, man. We go wireless.
Sorry, I will send my picks, but I'm glad I got to do the opening intro at least. But I gotta go.
What do you mean you gotta go?
I love you guys. I gotta go.
No, you got till 10.
No,
10.
I gotta go.
No,
I'll text you. Bye, guys.
Man, let's just do what we gotta do. Yeah. There you go. Just leave his face there like that. That'll be the
we'll just leave his face. Well, I guess it's gonna be a shorter show since we just got 3 of us and Chris.
Yeah.
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 That's a tough blow.
That's a good one, and that's a tough one. Let's hope Mike doesn't have any more discussion, camera issues, or it's just gonna be us.
Well,
we'll cut this out of the podcast.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right. So let's just jump into Against the Spread, and again, we're live every Saturday 9 a.m. or around 9 a.m. doing Against the Spread, and unfortunately 2 of our hosts bailed on us last second. Literally, one of them, literally the actual last
live
yeah,
bail.
what the heck is that? It's crazy.
I don't know.
Our 2 comic relief guys are gone.
All right, well, let's be boring and shitty. All right.
All right, let's do it. Well, I like to think of myself as comic relief. Thank you very much. I may not be good at it, but, I'm going to try my best.
All right, so across the pond in Berlin, the Falcons take on the Colts. Indianapolis, the Colts are favored by 6.5 points. An interesting stat, Atlanta's defense is holding opponents under 200 passing yards a game, and the Colts offense has been pretty damn good. So, all right, I usually pass it off to Chris first, but he's gone. So, Mike, what do we got, man? What are we doing? How you feeling?
I'm liking the Colts. I'm not going to get too down on them because of what happened last week. The Colts still put up nearly 400 yards of total offense, but they turned the ball over 6 times. You're not going to have 3 Daniel Jones fumbles and 3 Daniel Jones interceptions every game. It was a little bit of a weird one, and they still only lost by 1 score. So I'm not going to hop off the Colts bandwagon here. They got Sauce. We'll see what he's doing, how many snaps he gets in that defense. I do expect he'll be full go. And hopefully on Drake London a lot of the game. You saw what London did to the Patriots last week. Moss and Christian Gonzalez, who's one of the top corners in the NFL multiple times. So that'll be a fun matchup right out the gate, Sauce versus Drake London. But give me the Colts, -6.5. It's a rough one for them because it's a home game for the Colts, but it's in Berlin, Germany. Those out-of-the-country games are always a little bit weird. So as far as if I'm actually putting money down on this spread, probably not. But for the sake of the show, I'm going to take the Colts 6.5.
All right, Ray, what are you feeling?
Definitely going to say Colts. I think it's a rebound game. I think they weren't prepared for a Steelers defense to actually show up. I think that caught them by surprise. I think they really messed up their game plan. So Falcons are so unpredictable, and whether they're going to show up or not, you could have them dominate or they can be absolutely trash. I think the Colts are going to be much better defensively. So they're going to really have a good lock on with the Sauce Gardner trade. So I'm definitely looking for a nice rebound game. So Colts 6.5 for me. I also have Tom's bets, so I'm going to read them off since Chris is not here as well. Tom also has the Colts 6.5. All right. So I think it's a pretty good lock on that.
And as I tend to do, I'm going to add just a little bit more.
Why don't you just add it during when you are supposed to talk? I don't understand. Why?
I'm used to going second.
This isn't the bounce back to Mike show. This is you get your segment and then you do the whole thing.
You're done. You're done.
I have a little bit of my ADHD brain. It bounces around a bit. I think of things later. But the Falcons' defensive line is very undersized. I think the Colts are going to be able to run right at them. I like Jonathan Taylor to go over 100. I'll save some of the props for later, but probably 2 tutties on the day. I love that one for Jonathan Taylor. But yeah, the Colts should be able to run all over them. It's part of the struggles their offense had is I think Daniel Jones threw it 30-plus times last week, whereas Taylor had maybe 14 or 15 carries. That's not the recipe for the Colts. They want to run Taylor. They want to be a balanced offense, and I think they will this week. And they'll have better success this week on first and second down against that undersized defense.
Well, there was an interesting stat that I saw, something about that Daniel Jones has been throwing 60% of his passes to his first read, and apparently the Steelers locked in on that and made sure his first read was out. So now let's see if as always, it's a copycat league. So if people start taking away his first option, then I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm also going to take the Colts. I can't see them. It's not a home game. We're in Berlin, big travel, but I think the team's going to be pumped up after the trades. I think, I'm taking the Colts. All right, moving on along. Next up. Nope. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Well, Mike, here's your chance, baby. Right into it. We got the Buffalo Bills in Miami, and we got the Bills favored by 9.5. And let's see, the Bills have won 7 out of the last 8 against Miami. So I'm gonna take a guess of where Mike's going. Mike, what do you got?
I mean, I don't really have to say much here, but I like to talk. James Cook is going to have a day. I know he was limited in practice with foot and ankle injuries. He's going. It's his hometown. He's going to run all over the Dolphins. I like him to go over 100 yards. Bills, I'm thinking this is like a 34-17 type of day. Tua, if you take away the middle of the field and just pack the middle, he's still going to throw it there. The dude can't see over the line of scrimmage. A-Chain will get his. A-Chain will probably get a tutty. He'll run for a good amount of yards. But, yeah, the Bills should win this one easy. Go to Bills. Laying the 9.5.
Ray? How you
I
feeling?
don't know. I think I'm gonna pick the Bills, but I don't want to because they let me down so often when I go in terms of these big spreads. I think they played the Dolphins in week 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had a 10.5 spread or something massive, more than a touchdown. And then they barely beat the Dolphins, which doesn't make sense. And it's kind of happened a lot this season. So I'm always so wary to give the Bills that kind of spread. But I just think the Dolphins are so bad. They lost Jalen Phillips to the Eagles, so their defense is not as good. Not that they were doing well anyway.
Robinson's in concussion protocol as well, so they might be down 2 pass rushers.
So I mean, I'm gonna try one last time to believe in them to be finally as dominant as they're supposed to be. So I'm gonna take Bills 9.5, and I also have Tom also takes the Bills at 9.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bills. I think they've been struggling a little bit, and I think Mike, you're probably the biggest person that was disappointed with them doing nothing at the trade deadline. You actually missed that. Do you have any takes on that? And a wide receiver.
You have to have trade partners that want to trade with you. Unfortunately for the Bills, 2 of the biggest sellers at the deadline were in the division, and I think the Bills wanted Waddle. I think they might have been in the market for Quinnen Williams at DT if they could swing it. But Waddle, they could have fit him within the cap. But unfortunately, you got to have a trade partner. Raheed Shaheed could have moved the needle a little bit for me, but it is disappointing, especially when there's rumors of potential BTJ getting moved, Chris Olave. I don't know why the Saints weren't full sellers there. But disappointment, but it's okay. I just hope this isn't the reason that we get bounced again in the playoffs by the Chiefs or some team that can play man coverage, and then we watch Keon Coleman completely unable to get open against press man, and Josh Allen have to run around and try and play superhero. Yeah, very disappointing, but it is what it is. That's reality. Football in the NFL isn't Madden.
Yeah, you can't always just have good old teams like the Browns just trading, in division.
Yep.
I still don't understand that shit, but yeah, it's just I love that Steelers coach called that shit out too. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills 9.5.
Key to the game for the Bills to make it a double-digit win is just don't give up explosive plays to A-Chain in the run game, and then the little dump-off screen plays they do to A-Chain. You just can't let A-Chain have those big explosives. If they control that, Bills double digits easy.
And I gotta say though, if the Bills end up losing this game, or they just squeak this out, I'm gonna start leaning towards the Bills are kind of frauds because they really haven't beat anyone of note.
They beat the Chiefs last week.
That Chiefs suck. You know what I'm saying?
Chiefs are 5-4. It's not like a signature win as it used to be. I mean, come on.
I mean, that was the first game the Chiefs had all their guys, what they envisioned their team to be. They had Xavier Worthy, they had Rashee Rice, they had everyone healthy except for Pacheco. But Pacheco, he's overrated to me. He doesn't move the needle much. The Chiefs just can't run the ball.
His fall off's been wild. Pacheco went from a beast to.
Despite the Bills' woeful playoff record, we all know it. Allen's 0-4 against Mahomes in the playoffs. I still say the Chiefs are a decent playoff matchup for the Bills and a bad playoff matchup for the Chiefs. It's all been close games. The Chiefs have had to really pull some magic out of their hat each time. But the bad matchups for the Bills would be a team like the Ravens, who we have beaten because they've shot themselves in the foot, fumbled the game away. Mark Andrews dropping 2-point conversions at the goal line. The Ravens are a bad matchup because of our undersized run D up the middle. But the Chiefs we match up well with. We can make them one-dimensional. So the Bills are
except
not
in the
frauds.
playoffs. Except in the playoffs. Yeah, I just want to say that sorry.
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say the Chiefs have notoriously always lost to the Bills in the during the season, and so it's not really that big of a deal that the Bills have won. They've done it many a time, and I just wanted to point out Mike's scared of two teams that may not even make it to the playoffs. So that's not a good sign for the Bills.
Which is wild. There is a chance the Ravens don't make the playoffs. Isn't that crazy?
They're only like 3-5 or something. Whatever.
They're 2 wins better than the Jets, guys, which is just absolutely insane.
So let's be afraid of teams that are actually going to make the playoffs. And
I'll save my Ravens comments for later.
For the Ravens game, yeah. Let's keep moving along
and beyond.
All right, up next we got New England in the Bucks. The Bucks are favored by 2.5. New England's defense ranks top 5 on third down stops. Is that going to be enough to stop the Baker? Mike, what do you got?
Statistically, the Patriots seem like the better team in basically every category. They have a higher total team offense and ranking, higher total ranked team defense. Both of these teams struggle to run the ball. Both of these teams are dominant stopping the run. So it is an interesting game. It comes down to Drake May versus the Bake Show, the Drake versus the Bake. And Drake May right now is playing at an MVP level. But is it time for a regression game? This might be a homer pick for me because I'm a Bills fan. The Patriots only have, I think, 3 losable games the rest of the way. One of them is this Buccaneers game. They got games against the Bills and Ravens later. Aside from that, it's the Jets twice. It's the Dolphins, the Giants. They play a who's who of nobodies. So if the Pats are going to lose some, it's going to be now. Give me Tampa Bay at home, laying the 2.5. I think Bowles finds a way to make Drake May come down to earth a little bit, maybe scheming some stunts, some pressures, but you got to get him down. Drake May has a little bit of that Josh Allen on him where he can break a tackle, escape to his right, and find throws, tossing it as he's about to step out of bounds up the sideline. So they're a little bit of 2019 Buffalo. They're a little bit of first and second year Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen Buffalo in New England right now. But yeah, give me the Buccaneers at home.
All right, Ray, how you feeling on this one?
So I would feel better if they had Bucky Irvin. I would feel better if they had Chris Godwin. I would feel better if they had Mike Evans. I would feel better if they had Hassan Reddick. They don't have any of those guys. They're out. So defense on Pats are so good. Christian Gonzalez is going to lock down the rookie. He was having a great season. So I'm kind of hard pressed on what Baker's supposed to do with nobody. I mean, he's great. Don't get me wrong. He was my early MVP for the season because he's been playing absolutely incredible, giving what he doesn't have. But I think giving the Pats have had a couple games where it was just like they should have been more dominant with their wins. Especially against, what was it, last week against the Falcons, where they barely squeaked one out thanks to a missed extra point. So I like the Pats here. I think Drake May's on an MVP run. I think this is his season out of that rookie class from last year. And I think that, they're going to be able to keep the Bake Show not cooking. And I think Drake May is going to continue to do what he does. Tom also has the Pats at 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to take the Pats at 2.5 as well. I think all the injuries just catch up to the Bucks, and they're just not able to. I don't think there's going to be any blowout by any means. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think at the end, the injuries are just going to be too much to overcome, and the Patriots are going to end up tweaking out another one, man. It's as a Jet fan, it sucks to keep watching this team, but yeah, I think they're gonna take this win.
Like they got the great pick after all.
Yeah. All right, up next we got the Ravens at Vikings -4.5. And wait, no, is it 4 or is it 3.5 now?
3.5.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, it's 3.5. All right, so it changed. I had these updated. Yeah. I did these on like Thursday.
Yeah, 3.5 for the Ravens.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about this game, Mike. What do you got on this one?
I'm actually super confident in the Ravens. I think with the slow start to the Ravens seasons, Lamar being injured, so many injuries along the defense, injuries everywhere. People have undervalued and forgotten how good this Ravens team is and how talented they are. They were a preseason Super Bowl favorite pick among analysts, throughout, everywhere you looked. One of mine as well. I still would rank them in the top 10 best teams in the NFL right now. If they get into the playoffs, very dangerous. And because of how weak their division is, record-wise, they're only 2 games behind the Steelers. And I think they're going to catch them. I think the Ravens are going to win the division and host the playoff game at home. And I'm going to say it again. I said it last week. I'll say it this week. Now's still a good time to put down your Lamar MVP bets because he is a regular season stat merchant. He is an end-of-game blowout stat padder, and he's going to have a lot of opportunities to do that the rest of the way for this Ravens team. And on the other side of the ball, you got J.J. McCarthy, and he looked good at times. I think it was their opening possession, scripted. He got the ball out quick, on time, on target. Talented rookie. He's not there yet. At times during that game, he looked lost, and at times he holds the ball too long. I think the Ravens are going to send some pressures. I think Kyle Hamilton might have a strip sack. I think this one can even get messy. As bad as the Ravens defense has been when MVP Lamar is around, everyone plays better on that Ravens team because they believe Lamar also wasn't even in full Lamar mode last week, and he still looked like MVP Lamar. He had 14 yards rushing. He lost me a lot of money. Because I picked him to have 15 plus yards rushing as like, oh, he's just coming off the hamstring. Let's keep it safe. Only 15 yards. He took a couple kneel downs. He had 14 yards rushing. And I didn't hit that leg in the parlay. It crushed me. But yeah, Lamar's going to run around again today. He's going to be back to being Lamar. I do expect Flores to try and blitz him a lot. Like there might be a lot of cover zero. But I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Ravens run away with this one, double-digit win.
Yeah. I mean, we got with the Ravens. We got a top 5 rushing and scoring defense. So Ray, what do you got?
I think the Ravens are a big bill. I think they are as bad as the record is. The defense has gotten a little bit healthier. Yes, I think Lamar is obviously the biggest great thing about them. You got Lamar and Derrick Henry. You shut down Derrick Henry, who is Lamar throwing to? They have not been having the success that they need to. I think the Lions losing last week when they were supposed to blow out the Vikings was legit. You got to remember, J.J. McCarthy's only played 2 games this season. 3 games, maybe most. So the fact that he was able to still they were at one point really dominating the Vikings or the Lions, but they allowed them to come back. Their defense is still very good. They are one of the best defenses in the league. So they can definitely shut down a lot. They just have to shut down Derrick Henry, and I think the defense can hold to let McCarthy do his thing and surprise another one. I think this is going to be the upset of the week. I'm choosing the Vikings just because I think, everybody keeps glazing these teams that were expected to, do really well, and they just haven't proved it yet. I mean, who did the Ravens play last week?
Oh, they beat up on oh my god.
Exactly. So you don't even know because it wasn't even that great. That's my
point.
I know they won.
Exactly, because they don't play anybody and they win against people they don't play. The teams that have been very good, they've lost against. They haven't beaten anybody.
Well, how do you
they
win
lost
against
against
people you don't play though? That doesn't make any
Alright.
sense.
No, I
Yeah,
mean
I
they
gotta
haven't played
respond
against
to
a
that.
good team. No, they just
First,
haven't played anybody.
who is Lamar going to throw to? I mean, he's got Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. I know Andrews was terrible in the Bills
Isn't
playoff
Likely
game.
still
and he's
hurt? I'm pretty sure
No,
Likely's still hurt. isn't he?
Likely's been healthy. He's got Zay Flowers, who's an excellent receiver, in my opinion. He's a nice early separator, good slot guy. He gets open. He'll have like 70+ yards receiving. He's he's got Rashad Bateman. He's an okay number 2. He has deep ball speed. He can get down the field and make plays. And they got Derrick Henry and Lamar. And don't talk to me about what they did to Jared Goff. They were able to scheme up interior blitzes right up the middle of the Lions' offensive line. I think the Lions were not prepared for that football game, and it just showed. The Lions have a stinker every now and then where Goff just goes into old pumpkin mode Goff that got him traded, and this was just one of those days. They didn't run Gibbs. He only had like 20-something yards rushing on the game. The Lions didn't show up, and I think that's why this line is what it is, because now people are overvaluing JJ and the Vikings. And don't get me wrong, the Vikings have an awesome run defense. They are very difficult to run on, but this Ravens team is not your typical run offense. It's not just Lamar turning around and handing it off or a Goff handing it to Gibbs. It's RPO. It's having to have ends keep their outside contained for Lamar with Henry crashing up the middle. And then it's, run pass options off of everything. It's just a whole different ball game when you play the Ravens. And Lamar, his record against NFC teams is just absolutely absurd. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but NFC teams don't see Lamar as often as the AFC does, where the AFC teams, sometimes they have their game plans, they know how to contain him, or they try to. When he plays the NFC teams, Lamar typically goes wild. And this is going to be one of those games. I think this is one of those things where you throw the stats out of the water, you trust in Lamar and the king, Derrick Henry, and you just trust that the Ravens are going to do their thing. They're going to score 30+. The Vikings aren't scoring more than 17 points this game because I think the Ravens are also going to control the ball. The Vikings are going to have to throw it. And while they got receivers that I do think do get open, because this Ravens secondary is, other than Kyle Hamilton, that they're pretty bad right now. I just don't trust JJ yet. Give JJ another year. I think he's going to be solid. Not yet.
Ray, you got a rebuttal on it?
Yeah. I think you're still glazing team of old. These are the wins that the Ravens have had this year. They beat the Bears. Not a great team.
The Bears.
They beat the Dolphins. Not a great team. They beat the
Bears.
Browns.
Are pretty good.
No, they're not. They are not as good as they. No, they're not. They're just squeaking by their teeth. They are not as good as people say they are. They have not been able to be as dominant. No,
it's a good segue into the next one.
Okay, right. They beat the Browns. Guess who they lost to? The Lions, 38-30. The Bills, 41-40. The Chiefs, 37-20. The Texans, terrible 44-10.
Number 1 defense in the NFL.
Again, but these are the teams they're supposed to beat if they're so good. Eagles,
but they were injured.
Eagles
beat injured.
So everybody else.
The only team that
make
played
excuses for the teams that you play. These are the things.
The only team that played the full health Ravens was the Buffalo Bills in Week 1 in Buffalo, and it took an insane comeback for the Bills to win that game. The Ravens. Wait till we do my power rankings at the end. Ray's going to be very upset. The Ravens are still a top team. We are this week. We lost a couple people. We have to fill some time.
I'm just sorry. I just don't agree. I think the Ravens are needing a lot more. They're not as good as they have been. They are just they're just like the Chiefs. They're living off of name of expectation. They haven't proved that they can do anything. And I think that just they're not as good as they need to. And they need to have a signature win. And there's nobody else to have it against.
Yeah, Mike's not going to like this, but I'm going with Ray on this one, man. I think at home the Vikings, I think they got something to prove. And really, the Ravens haven't shown us yet. Not saying I don't think that they're a caliber, but is this really a team that's going to run the table to make the playoff run? I mean, it's very possible, but It's got to start today, tomorrow rather. So
And
we'll see.
what's our boy Tom on?
Ravens 3.5.
That's right. The two guys leading the square table in picks rankings overall are on the Ravens. That should tell you all you need to know.
Listen.
Lowly Jets fan over here.
Look,
on a loser.
I wanna let you
He
know.
likes
Hold on,
losers.
hold on.
I just want to let you know who won last week. All right, buddy.
Yeah, the first one and second, you're only up by 2
Well,
wins.
last
You're
week was
tied.
just crazy. Like, can we talk about how many weird upsets there were
Yeah,
last week?
last week was
That
kind of
just-
nuts.
It was
Yeah,
a weird week
exactly.
of football last
So
week.
that's why I'm saying, like, I think the problem is what a lot of people do when they talk about football is that the people who are like known to be very well get blindsidedly glazed, and the goggles come on, and everybody's like this.
The glazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's just not the reality. The Chiefs are not good. The Ravens are not good. They have to provide why they're good, and they haven't done it yet.
All right, let's move on to the next game. All right, we got the New York Football Giants against the Bears. The Bears are favored by 3.5. Key stat: the Bears have held their last 4 opponents to fewer than 20. Giants got a shot. What we got, Mike?
I mean, I don't know. The little Giants beat the Cowboys, but that was their one time. They used up their one time. I know it's the Bears, but I like the Bears. No Scatterboo, no Neighbors. Dart has taken a beating. I feel like he's a little banged up. He's not on the injury report, but he's just been knocked around the last few weeks. The Bears are rounding into form. Their offense, believe it or not, is doing really well. I think they're averaging like 26 points a game. Like, they're up there near the top third of the NFL in scoring offenses. Let's see in my notes here. I know I wrote some stuff down. The Giants are 29th in the NFL in total defense. The Bears not much better, honestly, at 26th. But I'm going to lay the 4.5. And let me read this out, because when I was looking at this and researching, trying to figure out who I'm taking in this game, I was always on the Bears. But the tipping point was that going into Week 10, in total team offense sorted by yards per game, the Bills are number 1, the Colts are number 2, and tied for 3rd, believe it or not, are the Cowboys and the Bears. So you don't think of the Bears like that. Maybe this is some of what Ray was saying about the Ravens, where you glaze the good teams and overlook the bad ones. But the Bears offense is overlooked. Caleb Williams has that team humming. Swift is running the ball well. Ladunze has looked very good. He's taken that next step in his second year. Loveland is starting to show signs of why he was a very high-end first-round pick. I know Tyler Warren, is looking like the better pick right now, but Loveland, he's a talented dude. He was awesome in college. And then the second statistic I found, that was the final tipping point, and it's a very damning statistic for the Giants, and it's that their rush defense would be dead last in the NFL in yards allowed rushing per game if it weren't for how absolutely historically trash the Bengals are on defense. And when you combine that with the fact that the Bears are the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL behind my Buffalo Bills, it's just a recipe for disaster for the Giants. I like the Bears at home as well, laying the 4.5. Daboll is going to be fired eventually. That organization is in chaos. Their GM needs to go as well, in my opinion. Clean house.
Would you want Daboll back with the Bills?
Absolutely. I think the Bills lose Brady. No. I mean, Daboll hasn't gotten the job done as a head coach. He has a great relationship with Josh Allen, and he really helped Josh Allen develop in his early years. And the Bills' offense, it was humming at that time. I think they just he's a good OC. Not every good OC is a great head coach. Sometimes I think Daboll has it to be a head coach. But I think, maybe his second run at being a head coach after he shows out as the Bills OC next season, and then he'll get more job offers somewhere, hopefully better than the Giants organization. But yeah, give me the Bears 4.5.
Ray, how you feeling?
So just so you know, DeAndre Swift may not play in this game, so their rushing attack is going to be absolutely dog shit. So I really, I really don't think that's good. All that talk about how good their rushing is, how good that. Sure, they're having a pretty good year.
They'll be fine.
So they'll be fine, I'm sure, because it's the Giants. But I don't know. I really like the Giants. I like them as like a unit. I don't like them because of the Giants. I like Jackson Dart. I think it's great that they have a kid that's. Yeah, I do like their unit. I like them. I wish they weren't the Giants because I think they're very fun. I feel bad for Jackson Dart because he's been really emotionally drained because he's putting his all out there and he's having a hell of a season for with that group of people. And losing Neighbors was tough on him. Losing Scattaboo was a big deal. So I wish they could pull this off. I want to go Giants 4.5, and I kind of just want to do it just for the fuck of it. So I think I am going to take the Giants 4.5 because I think it's time for the Bears.
Has the spread jumped up to 4.5? It was 3.5.
Or I'm sorry, that's what Tom. I was looking at Tom's thing. It's 4.5.
It is 4.5. All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to give the Giants. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to keep it close. Bears have had a lot of like less than one score game. Like they've been like 3 points here and there, a point here and there. They won just by a field goal or like a little less than that. So I think the Giants are able to keep the 4.5, but Bears ultimately win.
Yeah, Ray.
You know what? I want to talk. All right, let me talk. Then you guys can fight each other. All right. I think the Bears are actually gonna. I think this is gonna be a blowout. I'm taking the Bears. They've been one of those sneaky good teams that no one's paid attention to at all, and I think this is finally the game. I've been riding the Giants the last couple of weeks. I do think this is going to be the game where the Giants finally just the wheels come off because there's too many injuries. Dart's due to have a rookie game, so to speak, and I unfortunately think this is the week it's going to happen. But all right, Mike, what do you got?
I don't think it's Dart that's going to be the issue. I just think Dart's he has that it factor. You look at the guy and you believe in him. Like if I was blessed to have the talent to be on one of those teams, I would follow that dude. He just seems like that dude. But with Ray talking about the Bears running game without DeAndre Swift, I mean, I know his name sounds like he's like a fungus or like a mushroom or some shit, but Monungai, he's a good running back. I really like Kyle Monungai.
Didn't he have a huge game last week?
Yeah.
I played him in fantasy 2 weeks ago, and he got me 2 points, so I don't want to hear it. So
I think he had he had a lot of points.
The dude can play.
Okay. Who did the Bears play last week?
I don't know, man.
Why
You're the stat guy.
Why are you so obsessed about it?
Yeah,
I'm just asking. I'm just asking who they played last week. Do you remember? Because I remember.
I remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Right.
I can tell you that.
Okay. Who did they play last week?
Who did they play?
Who did they play? They played the Bengals. Okay. They played the Bengals.
It's a fair point.
Okay, yeah.
They played.
We're back on.
He's a good back.
All right. So let's curb our expectations, and they barely almost lost or won that game. It was because the Bengals just don't know how to play defense. I mean, the Loveland touchdown to win the game, the dude literally just like rubbed the guy off. It was just like, see you bye, and ran for a touchdown. So like let's chill on the Bears and the running backs. Like Swift is still the guy. He's still the monster that he has been. So that's why I'm like, yeah, they should have another great game against the Giants. But again, it was close with the Bengals for a while. And when it shouldn't have been. And it was too back and forth. And I don't know. I don't trust the Bears. They should dominate in this game. They should beat the Giants. But I don't trust them.
I was hoping to show you up by looking up some Kyle Monungai stuff that sounded impressive. I'm like, where was he drafted? Was it a good round? The 7th round. And I was like, wait, maybe he has like this awesome 40 time I can throw in Ray's face. It's a 4.6. So, yeah, not great, but I still – a lot of running is just being able to read your keys, read your blocks, understand.
But running is moving your legs.
That's what finding, and he's shown it for me. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, not everything's just about how fast you can run in a straight line, you know?
Yeah.
But, all right, up next, we got The Arizona Cardinals. Let's see what we got. The Seahawks are favored by 6.5. The Seahawks rank they're top 5 in sacks this season. That's kind of wild. Cardinals had a huge upset last week. In my opinion.
Are you sure you didn't? Oh, okay, you know what? No, I shouldn't interrupt you. My bad. I think you skipped a bunch. Yeah, because this is one of the 4:00 games, but I see you got the graphic up already.
Yeah, no, just don't worry about that.
You skipped a bunch.
No, you skipped nothing. You
skipped everything. He's a host. Yeah.
You do the games that I say on the screen. All right.
Whatever.
Damn.
Dictatorship over here.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know. The Cardinals had a huge upset last week. I did not expect. That was one of those games where it was like, what the hell is going on? Because everyone says the Cardinals are dog shit. Did they announce Brissett's going to be the starter for the rest of the season? I mean like the rest of the season because Kyler Murray seems he's out.
They just placed him on injured reserve, so he's out for the next 4 games. So for sure that they feel more confident in Brissett. There's been a lot of rumors that Kyle Murray will be trade bait in the offseason.
Yeah, I keep saying that to the Jets, and I'm just like, we already have that. We have a tall version of him named Justin Fields. Like, we don't.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, man.
Yeah, it's such a shame because like he can't see anybody because he can't look over anybody.
And that is rumors he's going to go back to playing baseball. I'm like, get this guy out of here. This guy,
he's not doing anything. He's going to play Call of Duty on the couch.
He literally went to play football because baseball was too hard, and now he's going to go back.
I floated out there in our group chat last night some crazy thoughts, and I still think the Jets should go for Brock Purdy. I think, which we'll talk about it another time.
Well, there's also a lot of let's cover this game first.
So
let me pass it off to Mike. I do think the Cardinals are going to put up a big fight, but Seattle just had who they just grab in the trade. They got somebody, right? They got another wide receiver. Yeah, so I think they're going to try to show off their shiny new toy. I do think this is going to be a high scoring game, but I do. Wait, I'm actually giving my pick. I'm not supposed to do that. Now
it's all right. Do it. I don't even know how to do it. You're already here.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm taking the Seahawks 6.5. Mike, what do you got?
The Seahawks are 6-2 against the spread. I like them to make it 7-2 against the spread. It's a battle of 2 teams of birds, and one of these bird teams is better than the team known as the Birds. I'm just going to say that they're the real birds, real class birds of the NFL. The Seahawks, put some respect on Sam Darnold's name already. Put some respect on the Seahawks. Minus 6.5 at home. Arizona Cardinals. They have a good home field advantage in that stadium. The Cardinals. I mean, I did say that they were a better all-around football team than the Cowboys last week, and some people on the interwebs were mean to me, and they said I was crazy. I was big sads, but then the Cardinals went and beat the Cowboys by 10 in Dallas. So the Cardinals are a pretty good football team. They're pretty frisky. Jacoby Brissett, he's a pro at quarterback. He gets the ball out on time to the right guy, fairly accurate. He's not a world beater. But this Seahawks team can rush the passer. They can make things difficult. They're very talented, very fast, athletic on defense. I think they're going to smother the Cardinals offense. The Cardinals play 70% zone defensively, and I think JSN's just going to go nuts. I think Sam Darnold's going to pick him apart. Sam is going through his progressions so quick. And against this Cardinals zone, it's a bad matchup game, I think.
Yeah. If only the Jets had a quarterback like that, be great.
I mean, the Cardinals have reason to hope. I love the Seahawks in this game, but that said, I love what the Cardinals did in the draft as well. I'm a little jealous. They got Walter Nolan, who I loved. He had his first game of the season coming from a calf injury. Last week, he looked phenomenal. Will Johnson is potentially a defensive rookie of the year type candidate at corner. They got him pretty late on because he fell, I think, to the second round because of injury risks. But they just look really good. But yeah, give me the Seahawks. JSN, go nuts. Sam Darnold, do your thing. And if the Seahawks can figure out how to have a running game, because that's the one problem with this team being a true Super Bowl contender, is they can't run the freaking ball. And I think they need to make up their mind between
bring Beast Ball back, baby.
So is it going to be Kenneth Walker and we're going to ride with him, or is it going to be Charbonnet and we're going to roll with him? But like none of these dudes get into a rhythm. But I think back to the one game, I think Walker was out. Charbonnet cooked, man. And I don't think it's just that Charbonnet is the better back. I just think it's let these guys get into a rhythm, run the ball, and just stop in and out all that nonsense. But yeah, give me the Seahawks -6.5.
All right, Ray, how you feeling on this one? I got a feeling you're taking the Cardinals. I don't know why. I'm feeling it.
I started out 6-5 on the or -6.5 for the Seahawks, and I was like, man, the Seahawks are really good. And then while Mike was droning on and on and on, I was able to look at some things. So the last time the Seahawks and Cardinals played, it was 23-20, and that was with Kyler Murray, I believe, right? So we're saying that Jacoby Brissett is an upgrade over Kyler Murray, right? It's a division game. The Seahawks are a very good team. I do have them in my top 5 right now. I do think that they are a very good team. They did very well at the trade deadline. Sam Darnold is the guy. I think JSN is having an incredible season. Just a side note, I was looking last night. JSN is plus 300 at Offensive Player of the Year, which is kind of a steal in my opinion. I think he's having an incredible season. I do think the Seahawks win. I'm just really gut treading. I feel like the Cardinals are gonna do another upset, and they're gonna be within the spread. So I'm gonna go Seahawks -6.5. I'm gonna do it.
Come on! You knew what you wanted to do.
I know I want the Cardinals just to be the guy. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Cardinals 6.5.
Take it. Yeah, there it is. I knew that's what you wanted.
This is what I want. I want to be the mayhem guy, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be closer. I still think Seahawks win, but I will say Seahawks as another team, and I guess this is just the theme of the season. Who have they beaten? They lost to only teams that have positive records. They lost to. Lost to the 49ers week 1, which we'll pass that. They've beaten the Saints. They've beaten the Cardinals. They've beaten the Jags. They've beaten the Texans, and they've beaten the Steelers. They lost to the Bucks. They haven't played the Rams yet, which they still have 2 games against the Rams, the Colts. I still think the litmus test on how good the Seahawks can be is out there, but I think that they have the groundwork, the paperwork. Their defense is really good. I think someone called them the Legion of Zoom, which is a really cool nickname for them. Kind of, a play on the Legion of Boom. The litmus test is still out there for them, but I still think they're a pretty good team, and I still think they'll win the game. I think Cardinals are going to keep it close.
Oh yeah, I already gave you my picks. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Just going to mention one thing since AJ already gave his pick. Obviously, the Seahawks traded for Raheed Shaheed. He's a target that the Bills, I thought, might have been considering. I was wondering, why? Like, it seems like an overabundance because Torrey Horton has had a really strong rookie season. I think he might even end up in the running for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but now he's dinged up. I think he's missing this game. So with Torrey Horton not there, I think if Rashid can pick up the playbook this quick and he has enough snaps, he could have a big game. So something to look at, but I worry about the snap count with so little time with the team.
Let me just say something real quick. I didn't say Tom's 2 picks, the last 2 ones. He picked the Giants 4.5 as well. And he also picked the Seahawks -6.5.
Did Tom tell you what the Sunday Slaughter was?
No, he said he was going to post it on TikTok. So keep your eyes out on that.
The Sunday Slaughter. Next, we got the Lions at Washington, the Washington football team, the Washington Commanders.
Can we all just pick Lions and move on? We don't need to have a long discussion.
Whoa, I don't know. We tried to do that shit last week, and that was a Sunday Slaughter, and we all got slaughtered except for me. Because this guy,
yeah. No, but come on. Like, the Lions are absolutely going to dominate this game. They don't even have. They have Marcus Mariota. Their whole team is injured. I don't think Terry McLaurin's playing again. Like, let's just move on. Like,
I mean, I'm good with it. I was gonna take the Lions. What is it? 9.5 or is it 8.5 now? What did it?
Right now, I think it's 8.5. Let me just double check real quick.
8.5 last I looked. Yeah, I'm gonna say this game is in Washington, which means the Commanders might be the only people working in Washington because the government shut down. Marcus Mariota, he is an Oregon Mariota, so he's not an Oregon Duck right now. Instead, he spends his time throwing ducks for the Commanders. Yeah, give me the Lions. This is... I'm a little mad at the Lions, though, so I don't want to give them any props because they really messed me up as well last week. How poorly they played. I had them in like every parlay. I put just Lions money line. I hammered it just like a throw-in. Like, let me add a safe leg to get a few extra bucks out of this parlay and this parlay. And don't do that, people. That's a bad idea.
Bit your head off.
I
mean, with I'm going to Lions. I mean, the Washington secondary, I think they've allowed the most completions over 20 yards, so I expect Goff off the play action to just have a pretty big game.
They're pretty angry.
I think they're going to be angry. I think the Commanders are about to get steamrolled. But I will say this: if Detroit has another.
This is probably the Sunday slaughter.
Yeah, I don't know. If they again have another game where they just look like shit, or the Commanders. Imagine if Mariota goes off. We gotta start looking at the Lions as like.
No, I don't think so, because I think the problem is that the defense for the Vikings was better than the Lions intended, and that's a huge difference maker. The Commanders defense is old, the oldest team in the league. They don't have Jaden Daniels, and even when they did, he wasn't doing very well. Terry McLaurin is out. They don't have anything going on with them. This is a lost season for them. The expectations were too high, and they hurt their quarterback because of it. So, it's Lions all the way. I don't think it's the same as last week.
All right, up next, we got the Rams. The LA Rams, baby, going into San Fran. And we got the Rams favored by 3.5. Interesting stat here, though. I think the 49ers still own the best turnover margin in the league. So is that going to be enough to slow down Stafford? Mike, what do you got?
No, it's not going to be enough. The 49ers are a tough team to figure out right now for me. They just keep losing guys. No-name guys keep on coming in, keep performing. Mac Jones, who the hell is he? I don't really know. Every time he gets hit, he looks like his legs are about to fall off. He could barely get up, and then somehow he's moving again and completing passes. His time to throw is ridiculous. It's masking a lot of the problems with that team. He just gets the ball out of his hands quickly. So I think the Rams play for that and plan for it. I think hopefully there's enough film on it now that teams are adjusting. They're playing tighter coverages, shorter zones. They're really condensing the field and forcing the 49ers to try and throw it deep down the sidelines to beat them. And that was never a strength of Mac Jones. And, just take away the short stuff, press them. I think they do that. The Rams are 6-2 against the spread in the year, tied with the Seahawks as the best against the spread thus far this season. So give me the Rams laying the 4.5. I just don't see a way that the 49ers can either slow down Stafford, Puka, and that offense, or move the ball with any consistency. I know they had that one game. I think this is a rematch game, correct, Ray?
Yeah, and I was already going to talk about it.
Was this the game where they treated Kendrick Bourne like he was fucking Jason Bourne and he just was an assassin? Like, he had like 100-something yards.
I think so.
Yeah, the Rams lost 23-20 against the 49ers, and that was 49ers were away.
Mac Jones had like 300-plus yards passing that game, too. It was a weird game. I don't think we're not going to see a repeat of that. Yeah, I remember now. I'm remembering. The 49ers, I think they had the ball like 30, 40 minutes too, like 45. I don't know. It was a crazy time of possession difference. Mac Jones threw for over 300 yards. Kendrick Bourne looked like he was Randy fucking Moss. It's not something that I think they can repeat. So yeah, just give me the Rams. I'm going to lay the 4.5.
All right, how about you, man? How you feeling on this one?
The Rams are. I hate the Rams. They just keep getting love and appreciation. Like Matt Stafford is definitely a Hall of Famer. Like we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah,
we all agree. Yeah, Hall of Famer. Okay.
All American Matt Stafford.
So right now he's on Dick Wright's Mahomes Mountain #1. He's like getting all this love, which he deserves, but at the same time, I don't know. I hate the Rams. I think everybody always wants them to be like this magical beast of an amazing team, and they never show up. And when it matters most, except for the one time they won the Super Bowl, which technically they only won because of a terrible, official call. But what I'm trying to get at is that the 49ers have been unexpectedly good. They keep winning despite all their injuries. They keep having a decent season. They're beating good teams. They're beating bad teams. They just seem to pull it out. Mac Jones has had a resurgence and has really been able to make the most of it, which is why I have such a hard feeling that Brock Purdy is going to be tradable for the right price, or somebody's going to be willing to take that contract, because I think this is the guy that they wanted all along, and they should have taken him in the draft instead of Trey Lance. But so while I still think the Rams are going to win the game, I think it's going to be close. Divisional matchup. I just looked at the stats on teams that play their divisional rivals a second time. Teams that win the first game, especially when it's they're away, have a 50% chance of winning it at home, even more of a chance. So 49ers are at home. The fans are going to be there. They're going to show up. I'm going to take the points for the 49ers, but I think the Rams get revenge in the end.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Rams. I got nothing else to add to that.
I'm
just taking the Rams. Is it 3.5 or is it 4.5? By the way,
it's actually 5.5. I think
it's 5.5 now. Oh shit!
Let me just double check, because Tom has 5.5 on his sheet. Yeah, it's 5.5. So I'm taking the 49ers 5.5.
Ooh,
and so
I
is
had
Tom.
4.5 last night.
Yeah,
so
all right.
I
moved.
Now's
Does
your
that
time.
change?
Come join the band. Come join, because I know it's a divisional game, and divisional games are always close.
Fuck
I don't think
Robert
it's going to be a
Saleh.
blowout.
I'm taking the Rams 5.5. Let's go.
Chris also was in the chat. He gave me some. He's put some of the picks in there just to go from some of the early games. He only gave me 4: Colts, Bills, Bucks, and Vikings. So
yeah,
take that for
whatever.
Whatever.
Chris is dead to me right now. All right,
Oh, brother.
All right, up next, we got the Saints in Carolina.
This is.
Yeah,
what are you
know,
doing?
right?
This is a Panthers are going to win, but these are two shit teams.
Yeah, this is a who cares game. The who cares game of the week. What is even the spread on this? I don't even know. I stopped doing
spread
my own
on
research.
it. Tom had the spread at.
Is it 5.5 still?
The Saints. He picks the Saints 5.5.
Yeah. All right, Mike. What do you got on this unwatchable game?
The Panthers defense is bad. So if there's any chance at the Saints rookie quarterback, shucks, as I like to call him, because I'm a loser that makes dad jokes. If there's any game that dude can look decent, it's this one. They rank dead last in run stop win rate, and they're only ahead of the Jags in pass rush win rate. The good news is that the Saints rank 30th in both of those categories. So I guess both teams being bad kind of cancels it out. I just trust the Panthers offense to be able to run the ball against a bad Saints run defense. So Chubby Hubby and Uncle Rico Dowdle. I think they both have big games. I could see Dowdle 2+ touchdowns in this game, unless Chuba, Vultures wanted to go on. Give me the Panthers. I'm not even excited to talk about this one, but the Panthers could be 6-4. Ahead of the Chiefs at the end of this week.
I was gonna make a big point about that because
that's crazy.
This is like kind of like our Bears discussion where like I think they're a bad team but they have a positive record. We all agree that the Panthers are a bad team, right? We do, but they're gonna be 6-3. They're gonna have a better record than the Ravens. They're gonna have a better record. Or 6-4. I'm sorry, 6-4. They're going to have a better record than the Ravens. They have just had this enigma of a season as such a bad team. Rico Dowdle has been incredible. I mean, I think the last few games he started, he's had like 200, 180, something crazy. He's actually earned the starting role. It's not even the split role. It's earned. They already announced him as the starting running back. And,
definitely.
Chuba Hubbard is a companion piece more than an actual committee. The Saints are terrible. They got rid of Rashid. I think that they're in full duck lane mode right now. I feel bad for Kellen Moore. He should have stayed with the Eagles. That was such a terrible decision to decide to jump ship for a head coaching job for a team that is absolutely in desperate need of a rebuild. So I got the Panthers minus 5.5. Tom did pick the Saints at plus 5.5.
Wow, I'm shocked. Because I didn't talk about the Saints at all because I was just so busy crapping on the Panthers and saying that they'd win anyway. But the Saints also, they were sellers at the deadline. They're 1-8 right now, soon to be 1-9. They got rid of Raheed Shaheed. He went to the Seahawks. They got rid of their left guard, Penning. He went to the Chargers. I think they lost their right tackle. Their right tackle got injured in the game last week. So now they're without their left guard. They're without their right tackle. They were already bad. And they have a bad 40-year-old virgin ancient quarterback as a rookie is what I think of that as. And I shouldn't call him a 40-year-old version. That's messed up.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
It just sounded like a good thing to say at the time. But yeah, I don't see a way forward for the Saints. Like, you draft a rookie and then you trade away an offensive lineman to protect him. You trade away a target. I guess they still have Olave, but
they're in full tank mode, 100%. Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers 5.5.
Put the bags. They're the Aints again.
Yeah, the Aints are back. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of the next game, how about them Jets, baby? Oh my God, we got the Cleveland Browns. Oh, good.
This is another shit game.
And is it still 2.5? Yeah, this is a game. If you're doing any kind of betting,
I have
Tom he has two bets for the Jets. He has Jets plus 1.5, and then he has, I guess, an alternate spread bet of Jets 10.5. I don't know if it's a joke or if he truly believes the Jets are going to be absolutely insane, but
minus 10.5 or plus 10.5?
No, plus 10.5.
But the Browns are 2.5 favorites, though, right?
The Browns are 1.5 if this is correct.
Yeah, I mean the Jets plus
10.5. Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, so it's a winner. When it's this low, it just means one team's going to win. Whoever you pick. Yeah, well, obviously one team's going to win, but like whoever wins, it's not going to be a points game. It's all right, baby. You're picking whoever wins.
All right, I'm gonna save my home in this. All right, Mike, go ahead. Take it off. 1.5.
Commenting on Tom's picks there, I don't think the Browns plus 10.5 is crazy. It just means
Jets 10.5.
I mean, even that the Jets plus 10.5 just means they're not going to lose by more than 10. Which the Browns offense isn't very good. Dylan Gabriel stinks. The only way this game could be interesting is if I'm not going to say it. If Dylan Gabriel gets benched and they try to bring in Shador, then it'd be worth watching just to see what Shador could do. Aside from that happening, I believe it's supposed to be rainy and windy on Sunday for two teams that already struggle to throw the football. So it's going to be a lot of running game action. The Jets don't have Quinnen now. They don't have Sauce. I just don't think the Browns can take advantage of that in the passing game. So I don't think the Sauce being gone matters. But the Browns, I don't know. I got to go with the Browns. I really don't know why. Both these teams are bad. Anything can happen. As far as betting goes, I'm going to stay away from it. I know the public is going to be all over the Browns just because of the Jets' moves at the deadline. I think a lot's going to be made of it. And for that reason, this game scares me to put money. Anytime the public has incentive to go heavily on one team, I'm hesitant because Vegas knows something and it's going to somehow fall the other way. So I'm going to stay away before the show. I'm going to take the Browns. I'm going to lay the 1.5.
Ray, how you feeling on this one?
So I think it's kind of telling that the Jets can have a fire sale and still only be plus 1.5. I think that's a big deal. Like how they are not like at least minus 3.5 at home, the Browns. That's a big thing. That you need to look into that because that means the Browns are just that bad. Their defense is obviously very good. They're not. It's going to be a low scoring game. I would definitely take the under on this game. I think if it is raining though, the Browns do have the edge with Judkins. He's having an incredible rookie season. He's my lock for rookie of the year. I think he's just doing phenomenal. He's the only bright spot on that Browns team besides Myles Garrett. Like he has just been cooking at every game he gets the ball, so they just need to feed him as much as possible. I kind of want to say that I'm gonna take the Jets because 2 weeks ago I was the only person who took the Jets against the Bengals, which was another bad team, and I'm gonna ride that. So I think the Jets have nothing to lose. They're gonna play so loose because they don't give a fuck, and they're gonna win this game, and they're gonna ruin their draft stock because they're gonna win this game because that's a Jets thing to do. Because right now they're competing with the Saints for the first pick of the draft. So what do the Jets do the best? Ruin every good expectation they're supposed to have of themselves. So I'm taking the Jets.
All right. Well, I'm not. Okay. I'm going with the Browns. I think you got all these new toys. You know, Jets, they're going to try to show off these new wide receivers. But the Browns defense is not a team that you want to test shit out against. I just think the Jets are going to get embarrassed at home. I think I'm taking the Browns here. We're not going to be able to stop the run. And yeah, I just don't expect anything. We're really going to see what the team's made out of, because did the team buy in? Now there's also the talk that Aaron Glenn is benched Quincy, which, I mean, in terms of eye test, I don't understand. They told him he was underperforming. I don't understand that at all. I mean, he's literally flying around. He's on every play. So, I don't know. This is, I guess, the big difference between like Salah's system and Glenn's system. I think Salah's was more about reading and reacting, and Glenn must be more about like reading keys or something. So whatever Glenn is seeing on the tape that we're not seeing, he's not happy with, or it's just a spiteful thing because his brother's gone. I don't know. So we're gonna really see, does this team buy into Aaron Glenn's message, and are they competitive? Does Justin Fields actually do anything with his new toys? Does the offensive coordinator do anything with his new toys? Does it make a difference, or is just still the Garrett Wilson show and Breece Hall show? So again, I just think their defense is this is not a defense that you're gonna really get to try out anything new against, and I'm taking the Browns. Keep tanking for that number 1 pick, baby.
Just going to comment on a little of what you said there before we move on. Just to give the Jets fans some hope.
No hope.
Adonai Mitchell, one thing, Adonai Mitchell, he's a very talented wide receiver. Drafted in the 2nd round. If it was on talent alone, he would have went in the 1st round. So I think he's immediately the Jets' 2nd most talented wide receiver on their offense, behind only Garrett Wilson. But be patient, Jets fans, because he also does not seem like a pro. He's a little bit of an idiot, obviously, from the fumble that put him in the doghouse, and the Colts running into the end zone just fumbled it. So I can't see him picking up much of the playbook this soon to do much this week. He's not one of those guys that I think he's going to be like in his playbook studying and know the offense So maybe they'll find a handful of plays to get him in on, run a handful of routes. That's about it. So be patient there. And Maisie Smith was a guy that I remember a lot of Bills fans wanting to draft back in the day. So he's a talented dude. He hasn't lived up to his potential in Dallas, but Jerry Jones is running that organization into the ground. They're a bad team.
What Jerry's doing is crazy. I don't understand it.
So there's a chance for Maisie Smith to really resurrect his career and be the type of guy. Mozzie, I always said Maisie, maybe because of Maisie Williams, Game of Thrones.
You're also an idiot, but we'll go with that too.
Yeah, but there's some reasons to hope. They got a ton of picks. I think even though it sucks for this season, for next year, there's real reason to be optimistic, like to have a true reset. Because if you're going to reset, burn it down and rebuild. And I think they're in position to do that now. So I actually like what they did.
Oh yeah, no, I love what the Jets did with the trades. I don't begrudge that at all. I do also think that's a sign that Glenn and Muji are going to be here for the next 2-3 years. But again, Woody Johnson has done dumbass shit like that before too, where they had the GM draft and then fired him after the draft.
I think your GM's really started off pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the staff we've had in place. We just haven't seen the results on the field. Now, I don't know if, again, we're really gonna see what this team is made out of, and if the players are really buying into what Glenn's selling. Because again, a lot of these guys lost that. Sauce and Quinn. A lot of these guys have all been together the whole time in their NFL careers together. So it's and brothers and all that stuff. So there's gonna be a real test to see how this team reacts to that. But moving on.
Couple. Hold on, before you guys go, I go to the next thing. Got a couple comments in the chat. Tom said layout looks sick. Chris just looks sick, and then we have Mr. Joseph Malloy, as always,
giving us some support. AJ is a 10 surrounded by Shreks. So just want to throw in some chat interaction from that. Just because it's important
nice,
to
Joe.
include.
Appreciate that, man.
One last parting message just on the Jets' future. It's not just all the picks they got, but it's the financial implications of getting rid of that big Quinnen Williams contract. And then if you find – and Sauce had 2 huge contracts. Sauce wasn't living up to it. You don't want your highest paid players to necessarily be a corner that doesn't make a lot of impact plays and a defensive tackle. Like, there's positions that you can value higher. So they're getting rid of 2 gigantic contracts. They're getting a bunch of high-end picks. So you're going to get a bunch of people on rookie contracts. They're going to be able to add in free agency if they want. The Jets are really going to have a chance to do a complete turnaround. I wouldn't be shocked if they hit on some of their picks. If in
you just got to get the quarterback, man.
They're in the playoffs. Skip 1 year, and then the year after they're in the playoffs. And yeah, they got to find a quarterback.
It really hurts that, that they gave up on Darnold so soon to jump into this Zach Wilson bullshit. They should have just traded that pick away or did whatever to stockpile and build around Sam. And instead, now we're looking at Sam as a potential MVP candidate, and it sucks, man. You got to wonder as a Jet fan, like, when this shit's going to end? I don't know. But all right, moving on. We got the Jaguars. Oh, wow, this is going to be another fantastic game. Jaguars at Texans, 1.5. I don't know. I got no. I really don't got anything on this one. But what Mike, what do you got?
Texas game. Come on, let's be real.
This is such a difficult game for me to pick. I know you don't have a lot to say, but I kind of do.
Go for it, baby.
Because
wait,
I just think the Jaguars. My issue with the Jaguars are always frauds. What do you got, Ray?
Let me just put this in. C.J. Stroud has been ruled out due to a concussion, so
I knew
that's
that.
a big difference.
I knew that. That's why
that's
so
a big
tough.
difference. It's not tough. It's very easy. The Texans are shitty already, and they had C.J. Stroud. Now they don't have C.J. Stroud, who, by the way, when I believe last game, they were actually doing really well with C.J. Stroud, and once he got out of the game, they absolutely tanked. So this is now. I didn't even remember that. This is a Jags game. Let's not even cut it. Like,
all right. Well, Mike's got a lot to add, so I want to hear it. Let's go. What do you got, Mike?
I mean, you don't lie to yourself.
At first, I was all on the Texans. We got the number one defense right now in the NFL. The offense was coming into form. As bad as the Texans' offensive line has been in pass protection and especially trying to run the ball, they've improved a little bit sneakily in pass protection over the last couple of weeks. They've figured some things out. They've gotten some of their rookie wide receivers going. Nico Collins is still Nico Collins. I know he hasn't put up the numbers because the offense has struggled. But the Jaguars have also, they've struggled to run the ball. There's no BTJ. They're on the road. I don't trust Sunshine one bit. Davis Mills now, he's coming in. He was a starter for a full season for them in the past. He knows the playbook. As far as backups go, I think he's capable. I think he's capable of doing a similar type of performance to a Jacoby Brissett, like what he's doing in Arizona. The Jaguars pass rush, they're dead last in the NFL in pass rush win rate to this point. And when I saw that, I was like, all right, maybe Davis Mills has a chance. Because if it was like that Seahawks game where they were going to be all over Davis Mills, it would get ugly. But this isn't that type of game. They got receivers that can win on the boundary. They got a terrible pass rush that they're going up against. And Davis Mills, I think he can get the ball out. The Jaguars defense is without Travis Hunter. I like the Texans at home, not only to cover the 1.5, but to somehow eke out a win. I know they lost 17-10 earlier in the year in week 3 when they had Stroud, but I think this was a different Texans team at that point. I don't think they realized who they were on the offensive line yet. I think they're going to do some chips. They're going to let their wide receivers win on the outside, and they're going to make things easy for Davis Mills. And one last comment, and this is like a next-gen stat type of thing that I think really plays a role, is C.J. Stroud holds the ball a lot longer than Davis Mills, kind of like what the Mac Jones, Brock Purdy effect you're seeing right now in San Francisco. Mac Jones is getting the ball out right away. Davis Mills is that type of dude, too, where he'll just get it out quick. And I think that can help this offense in this game. Yeah, I get you. But give me the Texans. But this it's a stay away game. Don't put money on this one. But give me the Texans at home. I trust their number one defense more in this game than I trust anything else about this game, and that's why I'm going with the Texans.
Ray, you got more to say? Or are you sticking with the Jags?
No, I'm definitely still dealing with the Jags, but I will say if the Texans were bad with C.J. Stroud, they're going to be even worse without him. Let's stop with this backup nonsense. If it was really that good, they wouldn't be in the position that they're in because they would have replaced him. So let's stop acting like these backups that we've never heard of are actually going to be good. C.J. Stroud was doing really well in the last game. He got hurt. They got demolished. This is a big deal. The Texans are not as good without C.J. Stroud. He's one of the only bright spots on that team. The defense is great. That's fine and all dandy. But I mean, the fact that they don't have that is huge. And the Jags at least traded for Jacoby Myers, who is a very reliable receiver. He was a yearly 1,000 yard receiver with the Raiders when they had nobody. So I think that's a huge help to the Jags. I just don't see how anybody can think that the Texans. I'm surprised it's not a bigger spread, but I think they're just giving Texans more of a benefit of the doubt for being the home team.
Yeah, you get it out there. You can get it out there.
It's hard. It's tough. It's all right. You'll cut it out. You'll make me sound good. AI is great. Wait, is it Texas 1.5 or is it -1.5?
Well,
Texans
he figures
are
out,
favored 1.5.
Yeah, they're plus 1.5. So they're at home as a underdog, which they usually always give the home team in these types of situations -3. I don't like it. I'm taking Jags 1.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags too. I just, as much as I think the Jags are always pretenders, I think this is going to be one of those games where they get back into the conversation of, are the Jags elite? Because they do that. They beat up on bad teams without C.J. Stroud, I can't see the Texans being able to do anything. You got Jacoby Myers on the Jags. Yeah, I'm going to Jags. I think they win, and I think they're going to win easily.
I'll be quick. Quick response. Jacoby Myers, whenever a wide receiver has been with the team for less than a week, you can't expect much. The Jacoby Myers impact will not be felt much this week. He'll have a limited number of plays, even though he's not the idiot Adonai Mitchell is. Still temper your expectations there.
Hell yeah.
No BTJ. I don't see who Sunshine's going to throw the ball to. And this Texans defense is by far and away the best pass defense in the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if they returned a pick six for a touchdown because they're going to shut down Etienne as well and make that a priority. And I never said, just to clear things up, never said they're better off with Davis Mills than CJ Stroud. I just said he gets the ball out a little quicker, and the Jags have a bad pass rush, last in the league in pass rush win rate. I think though that combination means that the Texans have a shot to move the ball. If they had Stroud this game, I would pick the Texans to win by double digits. But without Stroud, it's closer. I think the Texans still eke out the win. I think they're without their kicker too, if I remember. Which their kicker, I hate Fairburn. I just never liked Fairburn. I don't even know who they got to replace him, but he's got to be an improvement.
Just a heads up as well. Texans lost to the Jags their first meetup, so this is the second.
Yeah, no, 17-10.
So like I Jags all the way.
It's a whole new season since week 3. The Texans have really
no, it's not. You're right. It's new because CJ Stroud is not in the game, so it's new because they're gonna absolutely suck. You know what? I will eat my words on next week.
There's going to be a big shift in the rankings because me and Ray, I feel like, have gone against each other like almost every pick. I cannot wait to see how it unfolds.
I literally created a whole new layout just for you guys.
I just think Mike's over analytical on the tiniest of details that don't matter.
Hey, sometimes that fourth stringer on special teams matters, Ray.
Yeah.
Sometimes it matters.
Okay. Just want to let you know, Jonathan Taylor also let the ball go before he got into the end zone, and he didn't get cut. So let's not act like it's just that.
The guy on the Jets did. What is that?
Yeah, but Jonathan Taylor's elite, and Adonai Mitchell had that reputation when he came into the NFL as being very unserious and immature, and I'm sure there's behind the scenes stuff as well.
I'm very unserious and immature.
Yo, Troy, what's up?
Shit you say.
What up, Troy boy?
Troy's in the
we
chat.
should have got Troy in here. He wanted to be on this stuff.
What's up, Troy?
Well, if people would have gave me more of a heads up instead of like literally last night and then I don't know 3 minutes into the show, we could have probably set that up and had Troy be a guest for today.
I'm gonna remember that for next time. If we have a call out, we gotta get Troy in here.
Shout out to Troy, the only man who would suffer through trials with me on the regular. Thank you, sir.
Hell yeah, me too.
He's also a Broncos fan.
Is appreciated.
So he's still having that same kind of feeling while watching.
Just remember, Ray and I carried you all those times.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You guys
to the lighthouse, baby.
But Troy does say the Texans on this one. He feels confident. So we'll see. If I eat my words, I'll wear a.
That's right.
Mike will have to send me something Bills, something related, and I'll wear a Bills.
All right, up next, we got the Steelers in the Chargers, 3-point favorites. And I don't know I think I had a stat here. I forgot what it was. I'm kind of zoning out a little bit. Mike, what do you got? Help me out here.
I think the Chargers are the better football team, but it's going to be a what could have been type of season for the Chargers, much like, Giants fans are probably thinking about their team, because they had Slater, they lost him as their right tackle. They had Joe Alt, high-end first-round pick. He was phenomenal. They lost him. And without Joe Alt, this team is on an alternative timeline with my dad puns.
God. Holy
and
shit.
In that alternative timeline, they do not protect the quarterback. So Justin Herbert's going to continue to get beat up all season long. He's going to get beat up against the Steelers team that defensively, they finally woke up for the first time all year. I was starting to think that, is this who the Steelers are? They the Bengals type of worst defense in the NFL type of team? Like, where has TJ Watt been? Where has that vaunted Steelers defense been? But they showed up last week. I think they show up again. I think they've finally woken up out of their years-long slumber.
Which is scary.
Yeah. Give me the Steelers +3 on the road against the Chargers. I think Aaron Rodgers moves the ball with that short, quick passing game. I think they run a lot of heavy jumbo packages to get their run game going, keep the ball away from Herbert, and they hit Herbert a lot this game. I think it impacts him. One last comment, Chargers traded for Tippin. He was a starting left guard on the Saints. How is he going to improve that offensive line for the Chargers? I don't know that he will. The Saints were a 1-8 team that couldn't run the ball for a reason. I don't see. I'm thinking they probably had other targets they liked more, maybe couldn't get them. So they settled on Tippin. I don't think it moves the needle. I think it was a desperation move to just try and keep Herbert upright. I don't think it works. Give me the Steelers once again on the road +3. Boswell hitting like 3 field goals from 50 plus this game.
Well, interesting stat. I believe the Chargers are undefeated when their quarterback posts 100+ passer rating. Right, what do you got?
Yeah, I was just looking at the Chargers games. They've been such an enigma this year because they started out hot. They were like the team at the end of week 3, but they lose to bad teams. They actually haven't done too badly against good teams. They've actually, most of their wins have come from over 500 teams.
Giants beat them.
Yeah, exactly. So the Giants beat them. The Commanders beat them. I just quickly looked at it. Commanders, Giants, and those are their 2 losses. They got dominated in those games. It's so weird. And in the Colts, are not a bad team. That they got absolutely stomped on by the Colts. I don't know. This is my stay away game. I just think it's too unpredictable. Steelers are too up and down in whether or not they're good or they're bad. Aaron Rodgers has been very solid this year. The problem with their offense is they don't have a number 2, so if they can just keep DK, covered and
if they just would have kept George Pickens.
Yeah, God forbid, they'd probably be a lot better on offense. Kenneth Gainwell has been actually pretty good this year. I don't think he's been too bad, considering they've been kind of like back and forth with Jaylen Warren. So the offense has a lot of bright spots. The defense has been absolutely terrible except for the last game. So I want to believe that the Steelers are going to be able to do this. I'm going to put my faith in the home team. Like I said, I don't like this game. I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in this. So I'm just going to take Chargers -3 because I'm going to expect the defense to go back to the pumpkin mode that it was. And like I said, they just had a really good game plan for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, no, I'm going to disagree there. I'm going to take the Steelers on this one. I think last game was going to be a turning point for their season, and they're going to carry that momentum on. I think the defense finally figured out what's clicking and what's not. And I don't know, is it just me or is Justin Herbert, like, I don't know. Everyone you talk about glazing. Everyone glazes this dude, but is he?
Oh, 100%. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
is
like
he
it.
that guy? Because I don't really ever see it. Like, yeah, I think he has all the tools, but I don't know.
I think the problem with him has been that their offensive line has struggled so much the last couple of years that it's like he's done pretty well because even though they haven't been able to rely on their line, and I just think that the potential is always going to be there. His rookie season, he's one of the only rookies to throw for 5,000+ yards. Like, it wasn't like
that's what I mean. Like, I don't think he's bad. I'm not. I would if the Jets could get him, I would take him. But at the same time, it's like everyone seems to always put him in that like elite category, and I just don't see it. So I think the Steelers defense is going to get to him, and I think the Steelers offense has been very consistent. Rodgers doing his thing. He's not making mistakes, which he doesn't normally do, and I think the Steelers going to take this one.
Yeah,
I think we're on to our last game, right? Last game of the week.
I think so.
Which
the most
is
important game of the week.
Yeah,
the most important game of the week.
In Green Bay. Green Bay is favored by 2.5 at home against the Eagles, who lead the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Baby, what are we doing, Mike? Right, you want to go first? You know what, Ray?
I don't have to. You don't have to.
Go first. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
you seem hot about it.
This is a pinnacle game for me because this is the media versus expectations, or actuality. Like, everybody loves this fucking Packers team. I don't know why.
Jordan Love's another one of those Justin Herbert guys.
Like, they are absolutely loving this team. Their defense has not been great. They haven't been winning against teams that they should be winning against by the numbers that they should be putting up. Micah Parsons is also obviously awesome. He's still very good. He definitely bolsters that defense. But the Eagles have beaten the Packers, like, what is it? Like, they're 4-1 over the last couple of years. They beat them in Brazil last year. They beat them in the playoffs. The Eagles are locally, Eagles have been wanting this game for a while because the Packers are the biggest pussies in the world because they try to ban the tush push with the lamest reason. Like, when the tush push got passed, the Eagles started trolling the Packers. They're like, they put out a Twitter image of the Packers game of Jalen Hurts doing the tush push. They've had this game circled. This is a big game for them because it's going to be the statement of like, all right, guys, stop fucking around. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC. There's no questions about it. I don't understand why the Packers are favorites here. Maybe just because they're home, but the Eagles are all rested up. They bolstered their defense. If Jair Alexander plays well to his potential, if Jalen Phillips plays to his potential, Saquon Barkley's full strength, AJ Brown is back, the defense is full. Like, the only thing about the defense is Cam Jurgens is out, or was not practicing at the last time I saw it. But they activated the center that they picked up from the Rams, which I don't know if you know about that story. The Rams placed a really good prospect lineman on a waiver, expecting him to clear to put him on the practice squad so that they can get him back to health and then put him back in their starting lineup. And Eagles claimed him. So, like, they...
Oh, snap. All right.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
like, they have...
That's good stuff. Let's go.
Yeah. So, like, it's...
Some petty shit. I love that.
Oh, yeah. No, I think... I didn't really talk about the trade moves that they did, but I was hoping them to make one big splash for maybe like a Denzel Ward or like maybe even the Seahawks guy, Tolan or Woolen. I expected them to try to go for that. Or there was always the big rumor that they were making a 3 first-round pick trade for Myles Garrett, but the Browns are too stupid to let go of him. So I don't know. There's just so much momentum on this game. I think this game is going to finally break the dam open on Eagles being the best team in the NFC, if not the best team in the league, which I do think they currently are, because they have been the hardest schedule. They've consistently been beating the best teams. Their 2 losses are off of the Giants, which they got absolutely blown out of.
Yeah, but they returned that favor though.
Big time. And I think that was just a little bit of the Broncos came back. They were winning that game 17 to like 3. And the Broncos did what the Broncos have done a lot, just come back in the fourth quarter. So I think it's more of a footnote. I think the Eagles have so much to prove here. I think they're hungry. I think they're ready. I think they're going to run like crazy. They're going to throw like crazy. I want this to be a blowout, but I'm taking Eagles. Go Birds. Fuck you guys.
Because I know Mike's going to counter you. I'm just going straight to that format. All right, Mike, what do you got?
I mean, I'm actually not going to counter.
Oh, shit. You hate to see it.
You know it's true. It's true, guys.
When we speak of glazing, I mean, you guys talking about Justin Herbert being glazed, which I want to comment on that. I'll wait a minute. The team that's been glazed more than any team in the NFL, I've said it for several weeks now, the most overrated team in the NFL is the Green Bay Packers. Like, why are people still predicting this team to go to the Super Bowl?
Because they got Parsons. I guess that was it.
Why are they the favorites on the road, at home, on Monday Night Football against the defending Super Bowl champion? Like, as much as
I hate by the way.
Off of a bye. Like, as much as I hate to talk positively on Ray's team, I mean, they're the defending Super Bowl champions. Put some respect on their name. They're at home, coming off of a bye. They still have the tush push. It wasn't outlawed yet. I do think this is a game where they can find a way to run the ball on the Packers defense. I don't see. I mean, the Packers, I feel like they're a poorly coached team. They play very conservative. They have I can see why certain analysts say they're a Super Bowl contender. Some of their next gen stats look really good. Like their EPA per pass is really high. It might be near the top of the NFL or at the top, but they don't push the ball down the field consistently enough. They set themselves up in 3rd and long consistently. It's like they're playing to try and convert that 3rd and 7. Yeah, give me the Eagles. I like them to win this game outright. Like Ray, I think they can push it out potentially to double digits, but the Eagles have been one of those weird teams where they've underperformed themselves. But with that
100%.
said, this is going to be my cat lock pick of the week.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
I just want to make a quick note.
He's not happy right now.
Troy's in the chat still.
Got
He
something to
says
say,
Eagles
Bill?
will win. Eagles defense will shut them down.
I'm glad that Mike sees the same thing we all see, is that the Packers are the biggest fucking frauds in the NFL right now. I don't understand the love on them. I will also point out there, just not being a homer, I truly believe this. I think Jalen Hurts is a sleeper MVP candidate. Legitimate.
Oh God!
No, hold
This
on.
is where you lost me.
I was all with you there for a second, Ray.
Hold on.
This dude he's had one good game.
Yeah, exactly. One good game.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Ray. Make a case. Here you go. Full screen. Make a case.
Okay, I said he's a sleeper. I don't think he's a front runner. I think he's a sleeper. I think he's on the right trajectory, that if he continues to play at the level that he's at, he's going to be the front runner in a couple weeks. I still think Matt Stafford's been better than him. I still think there are other better candidates for the MVP conversation, but he has 20 touchdowns to 1 interception. That's huge. He has an over 100 passer rating. He's like 4th in most categories. He's his yardage is probably the biggest unknown, because it's like he hasn't thrown a lot. But I seem to remember that, what did Lamar Jackson do last week? Oh, he threw for 4 touchdowns. How many yards? Oh, he threw for 170 yards, and he's back. Everybody, he's back. He's the best.
He's back.
Jalen Hurts literally just did that like last game against the Giants. 4 touchdowns, 200 yards, and nobody's like, oh, he's the best. So I think there's just this bias that Jalen Hurts is like this fucking bum of a QB. He's just a running back playing QB. But like, if you look at his stats, he has one of the best dominant winners. He has a 50% comeback rating in the 4th quarter. He is way better than people like to give him. It's like the exact opposite. It's so weird. I don't
right now. The glazing right now.
I don't think it's glazing. I'm just speaking facts. All right, these are all facts. I'm not saying he's one of the. I'm not saying he's the front runner. I don't think he's going to run away with it. But if he continues on his current trajectory, and if he plays like he's been playing the last, I'd say not the 2 losses, but the last 3 wins, where he's been throwing the ball, playing well, making smart decisions, how can you not have him as the front runner for MVP?
I could tell you how not.
I'm just disappointed I wasn't able to use this layout today because we didn't have enough guests. This layout, I really wanted to use this layout.
Oh, beautiful.
It looks so good, man. Looks so good.
I mean, let's talk about some people that have more passing yards than Jalen Hurts.
I literally just said it. It's not about the passing yards. Yeah, like, come on.
Aaron Rodgers, CJ Stroud, Cam Ward, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Matt Stafford, Drake May, Dak. I mean, come on.
Holy shit! What
How
is
many
he?
of
That's in the
them
fucking NFL. Where is he?
I told you.
He's near the bottom. I mean, someone looked this up, but if he were to win MVP this low in passing yards, it would have to be a first time in NFL history.
Yeah,
for a quarterback.
It would be.
Yeah,
like,
sure. But passing
you don't just win MVP because of efficiency. Like,
hold on,
a guy off the bench could come in, throw 1 completion, and be like, "I'm the best."
Listen, hold on. I gotta counter that. Like, I literally just said his passing yards is his weakest argument, and his why is probably not going to be the MVP. That's true.
You are correct.
But if you look at it, that could be the biggest reason. But you can't deny man's a Super Bowl MVP. He's in the brightest
no,
spots. He's the
look.
biggest reason. So I don't want to hear this passing yard bullshit because, like I said, Lamar Jackson literally posted same fucking numbers, and he's being touted, the MVP's back. So I don't want to hear that shit.
It's mostly because I think everyone agrees that Jalen Hurts is on the best overall team. And that's not to take anything away from him, but that's why other guys get propped up. Like, who's Lamar throwing to? Fucking nobody's.
Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, all those guys. Those guys are not AJ Brown, man. Come on.
But
okay, hold
on. A couple of games ago, you said that the Ravens, Lamar had no one to throw to when you picked against the Ravens. Now you're naming his
we gotta check that tape, baby.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I did that, and I still agree with that. But you guys are the ones who made the counter argument that yes, Zay Flowers, yes, Mark.
Well, no, you had to bring up MVP. I'm just saying, there's no fucking chance. Thank you, Mike.
Angry. Emoji face of the week. No. I just, like I said, I don't think he's the front runner. I do think that he's getting a lot. He's still not getting the respect that he deserves. Everybody's like, you just have to make him throw the ball and you win against the Eagles, and that's just not true. It's just not.
Yeah.
He's proved that time and time again. I just don't understand what he has to do to be considered one of the best quarterbacks.
You know what he has to do?
1,000 yards.
He has to beat the New York Jets.
5,000 yards.
He has to beat the New York Jets once. All right?
That's true.
Let's fucking go.
I shut it all down. It's all a mess. I have no argument. This guy is not the MVP. Which makes no sense. Trash.
Listening to Ray complain about players like Justin Herbert get glazed when he's sitting here glazing the hell out of him.
Okay, first of all,
let's talk a little bit.
Story. The man won a Super Bowl. So the people that we're glazing haven't won a Super Bowl. They haven't. And he was the MVP. Like,
look, at the end of this argument, I'm taking the Eagles. I'm taking Eagles in this game.
I just don't understand.
I'm with you guys. I think the Packers they really are just this team that's just not that good. I think everyone's always everyone's always too high or too low, and Jordan Love definitely fits that category of everyone's just too high on this dude. He has a couple good games here and there, but for the most part, he's not a consistent guy, and that's at the end of the day in the NFL, that's what wins. It's just consistency. Everyone's gonna have a bad game here and there, but it seems with Jordan Love, whenever he plays against good competition, it's always a bad game. Am I wrong? I don't know. So I think the Eagles are going to. I'm surprised it's this close, honestly. I guess just because it's in Lambeau, but I think the Eagles. The Eagles are going to come out. I think they win by 10 at least. So I'm taking the Eagles here. Isaiah, we got nothing? All right. And that wraps up against the spreads. I don't want to do the Thursday night game because it seems it always changes and we're always changing our picks. And we've actually been on for 2 hours, which is kind of crazy. I don't even know how. Jesus. Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock. Today is actually my 12-year wedding anniversary, so I need to fucking go.
Happy anniversary, everybody.
I don't even know what we're doing. I hope we get to go have dinner or something. It's always about trying to get someone to watch the kids.
Relations.
Let me pop in. I know you got to go. Can I pop in a couple little quick hit type of things here at the end?
No, you did that already when you did it.
Yeah, we were
weeks.
I'm going to do it anyway. You can't stop me.
All right, go ahead, Mike. The table's all yours. Go ahead. No. We got 2 more minutes until 11 o'clock, so go ahead.
I saw a crazy stat. I forget where I heard it. I watched a lot of podcasts this week, but the Browns haven't won as a favorite since 2021. I mean, not the Browns, the Panthers. The Panthers haven't won as a favorite since 2021. So just take that with a grain of salt. Some midseason awards, midseason MVP. Unfortunately, Drake May, end of season MVP prediction. Going to be Lamar Jackson, Ray Big Mad. Offensive Rookie of the Year rankings right now. I'll put Tyler Warren as 1, Emeka Egbuka at number 2, honorable mentions Dart and Tet McMillan. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Ray, I hate you, but probably right now Jihad Campbell. Edges out, Abdul Carter, and Deion Walker, Will Johnson, and Nick Emanuele. All those guys have been playing like crazy. Offensive Player of the Year. I like JSN as an option for sure. I don't know if he can keep up that pace. I think it's more likely to potentially be if not Lamar, like always. If Lamar doesn't win MVP, he's offensive player of the year, that type of thing. Jonathan Taylor or James Cook both have a shot at it. Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. But Myles, stop whining when you lose. Dude, like, you had chances to get out of Cleveland. You chose the money. So stop crying about losing. You took your money. You knew what you were getting yourself into staying there.
Got the bag.
I would never say this to Myles Garrett's face. That dude is the biggest, scariest monster.
Smash a helmet against your head.
He would pop your head off just putting you in a headlock.
I'm tough on the internet, so stop whining. Stop whining.
Yeah. Stop
and
it.
Last thing, and then I'll shut my mouth. Week 10 power rankings. I'm going to give a quick top 10 and then 2 honorable mentions that are just outside my top 10. Number 1, 6-2 Buffalo Bills. Number 2, Seattle Seahawks at 6-2. Number 3, the 5-4 Chiefs. Number 4, the 6-2 Eagles. 5, the 6-2 Rams. 6, and this is going to get Ray big mad. I just think they're the 6th best team in the NFL. The 3-5 Baltimore Ravens. You'll remember this when they get into the playoffs and cause problems. The 7-2 Indianapolis Colts at number 7 in my power rankings.
I'm gonna let him have this.
Number 8
because we
is
gotta
the
go.
7-2 Pats. 9 is the 5-3 Lions. 10 the 6-2 Bucks. Just outside my top 10 is Pittsburgh, and then
we don't care about this. So I'm gonna let him have this because I know
that.
we have times and I have to get going too.
Right.
But we'll just if we have time next week, if nobody bails, we'll definitely revisit this because it's halfway through the season. We should definitely talk about mid-season awards and power rankings. You're a fraud. Everybody's a fraud. Eagles are the best.
I do want to take one moment here, though.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So, for anyone that knows me, I had lost my grandfather this week, 94 years old, and it's been pretty brutal. And I just want to thank you guys, all the guys at the square table, everybody gave me an incredible gift out of nowhere, and I couldn't be more grateful to have friends like this, like you guys. It's been great, and doing this show, this was a nice fun distraction throughout the week. So I had a lot of fun, and thank you guys for being there for me and anyone out there. I was going to visit my grandfather on Tuesday night, and he passed Tuesday morning. So if you have the chance, get in those I love yous, get in those hugs, because it can happen fast. So just want to thank everybody. You guys are the best. And let's go Jets. Let's go Jets. Everyone have a good weekend.
Hey,
week 10 of the square table.
Big time. Much love. Big time. We know that awesome. you give us a platform to be able to say stupid shit, and I know that I think a lot of the people that are in the friend group, like, you come from so many different areas because of just how awesome you've been to all of us. So much love. We know our hearts with you and your family, and Mike still sucks a big fucking donkey load of shit. All right.
Wow, it's so heartfelt, really heartfelt.
I know.
Oh my God.
Love you, brother.
Love you guys. All right, everybody. As always, like and subscribe, and be on the lookout for more content from Kaiju Live. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.